Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahawah, HaShem, YAHAWASHI, HAShem, QADASAH. Double honors to my elders and my apostles, Great Milestone, that doing the well. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the members of the elect, the reflected 1/3. Shalom. This is Brother Dawadah from the GMS Detroit camp, coming at you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahawah, HaShem, YAHAWASHI, HAShem, QADASAH. And today, I want to do a video on Matthew, the 10th chapter, verses 5 and verse 6. And we're going to get into this topic in RAWCHAA, which means Lord's will. This video will be edifying to the Lord's very elect. So let's start off by reading the scripture in Matthew, the 10th chapter, starting at verse 5. These 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and to any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right. Now, this is Yahawashi giving the green light to his men to do what? To teach. And he gave them very specific instructions as to who they are to teach. All right? Let's read that again. These 12, what 12? These 12 disciples, all right, which 11 of them ended up becoming apostles. And the reason why I say 11 instead of 12 is because Judas Iscariot, all right, he was rejected, all right? He ultimately, killed himself, all right, after he betrayed Yahawashi, So 11 of them continued on to become apostles, and one of them, all right, which is Judas Iscariot, all right, he ended up being rejected. And his office was replaced and given to Matthias. It tells us that in the book of Acts, the 1st chapter, all right? So these disciples, all right, Yahawashi was sending them forth to teach. And whom did he command them to teach? These 12, meaning these 12 disciples, all right? Yahawashi sent forth. The word apostle simply means sent away. All right, so in the broad scheme of things, each individual servant of Yahawah HaShem Yahawashi that is a prophet, they have all been commissioned, all right, sent forth in order to do what? To teach, just as much as the disciples of old were. It says, and commanded them, saying, so this is a command that he gave his men, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. Who are these Gentiles? These other nations. All right, so Yahawashi said, hey, don't mess with them. Don't teach them. All right, because his message is only given to whom? The nation of Israel. All right, Yahawashi came for the nation of Israel, and he sent forth his men to teach just those individuals, the nation of Israel. All right, it says, these 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And you had a lot of Israelites dwelling in Samaria, right? So Yahawashi, he was sending them forth to do what? To teach only the nation of Israel, all right? Teach them, teach the house of Israel. It says what? But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So only teach the nation of Israel, all right? That's whom this gospel is for. All right, it's only for the nation of Israel. So the Lord called us what? Lost sheep. Like JJ from Good Times said, he said, if there was ever a people that was lost, it'd have to be us. And what nationality was JJ? He was an Israelite of the tribe of Judah, or at least that's the character that he played, So, hey, our people are lost sheep. What's an example of them being lost? Well, let's go to it. Let's go to Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah, that's you so-called, that's the southern kingdom, the so-called blacks, all right? The so-called Haitian, okay? So-called Jamaican, that's Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all right? So those 3 tribes, those make up what? The southern kingdom, which is collectively known as Judah, the kingdom of Judah. Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Judah in the Hebrew is Yahawah, meaning Yahweh praise or Yahweh thanks. All right. You have Levi, which in the Hebrew is Loya, which means joined unto me. And then you have Benjamin, which in the Hebrew is Banyamyon, meaning son of the right. So Judah, Benjamin, and Levi collectively make up what? The southern kingdom. In Jerusalem, Jerusalem is whom? The other tribes, okay? The northern kingdom, as it were. It says, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. It says, hear, O heavens, and give earth, and give ear, O earth, for YAHAWASHI hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. Who is that? The nation of Israel. And they have rebelled against me. Right. Each and every time you have a Jake that comes up against this truth, that's an example of them rebelling against YAHAWASHI. All right. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. That's an example of them being lost. It says the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Now both an ox and an ass, those are two dumb animals. That's why you have the statement, dumb ass. Why? Are they calling you a dumb, backside, quote unquote? No, they're calling you a dumb donkey. Why? Because a donkey is an incredibly simple animal. It ain't the smartest of creatures, And that's why the comedian in the movie Shrek was what? It was an ass. It was a donkey. It's no coincidence that they had the goofball of that movie series. The goofball was a donkey. Why? Because you have a saying, oh, you dumb ass. Because the ass is a dumb animal, So it says the ox knoweth his owner. So here it is, the ox, which is a dumb animal. Here it is. He knows who his owner is. He knows who his master is, But Jake don't know. Jake don't know who their master is. Who is Jake's master? YAHAWASHI. There's a scripture where Yahweh said, thou callest me master, and thou doest well. Because why? YAHAWASHI is our master. YAHAWASHI is our master. But Jake don't know that. Jake think their master is Jesus. Jehovah. What's another one? Yahweh. Elohim. Jake don't got it. And the majority of our people believe that their master is a so-called white man. They're gone. They're lost. That's why they worship Cesare Borgia. It says, and the ass his master's crib. Yeah, even the donkey knows his master's crib, which is a metaphor for their home. Even the donkey knows that. But Jake don't know that. Jake thinks that their home is where? They think their home is Africa. Oh, Africa's the motherland. No, it ain't. Where were you before you were in Africa? Jake don't know. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 6. My people hath been lost sheep. There you go. Did not Yahweh say, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, who are the Lord's people. Psalm 148. All right. It says, the Lord also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel. So the Israelites are the Lord's chosen people. You see? So my people, Jeremiah 50 and 6, my people, which are the Israelites, have been lost sheep. You see? Our people are lost. They're gone. That's why they worship Cesare. That's why they're into the pleasures of this world. And getting into each and every philosophy underneath the sun. Why? Because they're lost. You see? They have no clue what's going on. Isaiah the 60th chapter. Let's grab that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60. And verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of YAHAWASHI is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. So our people are in gross darkness. They have no clue what's going on. They're in a state of heavy ignorance. They're lost. Just like if someone were walking in the dark, hey, that guy, let's say you put your keys down, but then the power goes out in the middle of the night. You're going to be scrambling to try to find those keys. You're going to bump into walls. You're going to bump into the desk, bump into the chair. So those are examples of you trying to do what? Trying to find something. Likewise is Jake trying to find this truth. Jake is trying hard to find this truth, but only the elect are going to find it and hold on to it. Because you have certain individuals that find it, but then they don't hold on to it. That's why it says there's a treasure in oil to be desired in the dwelling of the wise, but the foolish man spendeth it up, meaning he can't hold on to it. All right, and that treasure and that oil is talking about this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This is Isaiah 59 and verse 10. Let's start at 9. Therefore is judgment far from us. Talking about Jake. Neither doth justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity. For brightness, but we walk in darkness. That's our people. They're walking in darkness. They're in a state of heavy ignorance. Okay? Because all Jake is seeking after the truth. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Jake is seeking this truth. All right? That's why Jake is into Christianity, into Islam, into Kemet, into all these different religions. Why? Because they're ultimately just seeking the truth. But only the elect will find this truth and hold on to it. Okay? So it says we wait for light, but behold obscurity. For brightness, but we walk in darkness. So they're in that deep, dark, and gloomy state of ignorance. That's why you see Jake walking down the street with his pants at his kneecaps. He'll be working on the job, but then his pants is below his butt. Which is extremely effeminate. But our people are going. We grope for the wall like the blind. This is the state Jake is in. And at one point we were all in that state, but YAHAWASHI called certain of us out of that state. All right, and we don't know whether or not we've been chosen, all right, to make it until the very end. As is written, receiving the end of your salvation, even the salvation of your souls. All right, roughly paraphrasing the scripture. We grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes. Yeah, because their spiritual eyes have been shut, blinded. Isaiah the 6th chapter. You see? Let's grab that. Isaiah. All right, it's like the video cut for some reason. But get it back to it. Let's grab Isaiah 6. Isaiah 6:8. Also I heard the voice of the Lord, Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, here am I, send me. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, talking about the Israelites, right? Particularly 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Hear ye indeed, but understand not. Here it is, they hear this word being spoken unto them, but they can't understand it. They can't get it. Why? Because YAHAWASHI did not choose for them to get it. Romans the 11th chapter. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Yeah. They see this truth being taught. They see the scriptures being taught, but they can't perceive it. They can't get it. They can't wrap their head around it. That's why it says in Isaiah 59:10, we grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes. They're not blind. They actually do have eyes, but they can't perceive this truth. They can't see this truth. They can't get it. So they're spiritually blinded. Their spiritual eyes have been blinded. That's why it says, verse 9, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. Their spiritual ears are closed. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Their spiritual eyes are closed. Make the heart, meaning the mind, of this people fat, meaning block their understanding, blind their understanding, and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes. So YAHAWASHI shut the eyes of 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart, meaning mind, and convert and be healed. Yeah, and that word convert means with truth. All right, so the Lord don't want them to get the truth. The Lord wants them perpetually blinded, because if they were to get the truth, the YAHAWASHI will have to save them. He'd have to deliver them. He'd have to deliver them. But the Lord don't want these people. He's rejected them. Okay? So let's see. Let's go from there back to Isaiah 59. Okay? Certain individuals the Lord doesn't want. That's why they're perpetually blinded. So the Lord doesn't want these individuals to get the truth. Because through this truth, that's where you get the healing. Not only does it heals your mind, it heals your behavior, your character, puts you back in your right state of mind, and all those demons that were on you, Lord strips them off you. So now you're in your right mind. Now you can see the world for what it truly is. So you're getting healed in the mental level. It says, let's read that again. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. So the Lord doesn't want them healed. He doesn't want them to get right. All right? He wants these individuals not to get the truth. That way he can judge them. Isaiah 59:10. We grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes. We stumble at noonday, as in the night. we are in desolate places as dead men. They're not actually dead, they're just in a dead state of mind. See? Jeremiah 50 and 6. My people hath been lost sheep. They're shepherds, that's your so-called leaders. Case in point, like of the so-called Christian church. Right? You got TD Snakes, you got Creep on Your Dollar, you got Joel Osteen, right? Creep on Your Dollar. That's supposed to be Creflo Dollar. But these guys, they're shepherds that have done what? Have caused them to go astray. Yeah, they're causing Jake to go astray. The leaders of these people caused them to err. It says they have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All right? So our people are gone. Our people are gone. These false teachers, these false leaders, because that's what a shepherd is supposed to do. He's supposed to lead the flock. He's supposed to lead the sheep and protect them. But these guys are not protecting you. What they're doing is scattering the sheep. What they're doing is scattering the sheep of Yahawah Shem YAHAWASHI. This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahawah Shem YAHAWASHI. You see? So what they're doing is scattering the sheep of the Lord. All right? Jeremiah 50. Well, let's keep reading. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah Shem YAHAWASHI, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. They're feeding our people lies. All right? Case in point, like the prosperity doctrine. Those are lies that you're feeding the Lord's people. All right? You're giving them GMO food for thought. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away. See? And caused my people to go astray. Jeremiah the 50th chapter. And have not visited them. Behold. Yeah, they're not visiting Jake with this truth. They're not giving them the 100% truth. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith Yahawah Shem YAHAWASHI. Yeah. So the Lord is going to judge them according to their folly. All right. Jeremiah 50 and 6. It says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. Yeah. They have forgotten their resting place. So it says they have gone from mountain to hill. That's a dark saying. Okay. So they've gone from one country to another country. And each place they go, they take on the philosophies and the religions of those different countries. Our people are lost. That's why Jake is in this deep, dark state that they're in. All right? They took on those religions. They took on those ways of life. Every place that they've went to. All right? They have forgotten their resting place. Yeah, what is your resting place? The land of Israel. But the majority of our people have forgotten that. They think Africa is their motherland. But the scripture says Jerusalem is the mother of us all. That's the real motherland. Isaiah 1 and 3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Yeah, Jake, they don't even consider it, even when you tell them. You see? So now, let's go back to Matthew the 10th chapter. So now we have examples of how our people have been lost sheep. Isaiah 50, Matthew 10 and 5. These 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go to these Israelites that are lost. All right? Go to these Israelites that have lost their way. Go to these Israelites that don't have this truth. Teach them concerning Yahawashi. Teach them to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And these are the same things that the men of the Lord are doing now. Teaching them concerning Yahawashi, teaching them concerning how you have to have faith, character building lessons, so on and so forth. All right? To lead the sheep back to Yahawashi through this knowledge, this truth. So with that, that's Matthew 10, verse 5 and 6. All praise, honors, and glories be unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rachak. Double honors to my elders and my apostles of Great Milestone that doing their well. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the members of the elect. You'll elect the 1/3. With that being said, Shalom. RAWCHAA, the fiercest that listen. Shalom.